Hello there. Wow. Perfect. Wonderful. Well done.
Okay.
What is up? Isabel was frozen there for a second. Alright, we're good. We're good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the annual Halloween stream here. The annual Halloween party Animal Crossing stream here on the Nintendo Beast channel. Let me make sure all this is correct. That is correct. Awesome. Alright. So we're starting... Visitor in the campsite. Okay. Okay. So I'm starting the stream a little bit early. About like 12 minutes early. 13 minutes early. Lucky 13. Yeah. I was just ready to rock and roll, and so we're starting it early. So let me open my mailbox here, see if there's anything of interest. I was like halfway tempted to time travel to Halloween here in game. I haven't done it. I'm not doing it, or I didn't do it, I should say. If there's a demand for it, perhaps. But I think, despite it not being Halloween, I think this might be one of the first times I've signed on in a minute. Halloween party news. Okay. Halloween party news. October 31st is Halloween, and we'll be kicking off our festivities at 5 p.m. sharp. Yes, yes. I hope to see you all there, or see all of you there, and don't forget to bring candy from Tom Nook. And there is my great illustration. So KK Sliders here. We got a stack of pumpkins over here. I guess I should start by decorating my island for Halloween, right? What I was going to say was I think this is the first time I've signed on during, like, the fall. Or not during the fall, but, like, since the beginning, like, the first day of October, probably. Which means, in my mind, I think at some point, Jack is walking around your island before Halloween, just to brief you. But I might be blending... It might be a blur. I might be blending different Animal Crossing games together. I am not interested. You look mean. You look like you have a mean... Looks like you're a mean spirit. I'm not going to ask you to move into my island. You have a mean-looking face. Okay. So what I am going to do is, like I said... I'm going to grab that, because I don't remember even putting that down. So many weeds. What I am going to do, I believe, is I think I am going to start decorating my town, or my island, after I pluck up all these weeds. This is where the pumpkin patch is going to be. As is usually the case every year, I believe. Do I really not have a shovel on me? Oh, I feel like I gave somebody my shovel. Like in a previous live stream. Wild Violet, hello, hello. Wild Violet says, I'm ready and dressed up. Awesome. So I'm going to kick off the stream decorating my island for Halloween, I think. Wild Violet says, yes, you gave me your shovel. That's what I thought. I knew I gave somebody my shovel last stream. All good. Let me go buy a new shovel. What is all this? Who planted these potatoes here? There are mysterious things just scattered around my island, and I feel like I have to, like... I feel like I'm gonna have to, like, revoke my, my best friend status to people. Because people... I don't know if I want people planting potatoes in random places throughout my island anymore. Feels heavily problematic. I feel like I've given some people too much power. And I'm not here for that. Alright, so Timmy and Tommy are in costume, and I love that. Here's this arch. I'm gonna sell some stuff. So once we accumulate a couple of people who would be interested in a costume contest, then I'm gonna open my gate and invite some people over here. So Wild Violet is already at the ready. Jack's portrait. I feel like I could sell Jack's portrait. Coffee beans. Oh yeah, I got coffee beans out to try to sell or try to trade for artwork. Sold. Oh. Get candy. Alright. Wait, so I have the golden slingshot, the golden bug catching net. Let me see this. Let me just get this out of the way before I forget to claim it. Alright, so there's that. I would say, didn't I get the thing? Yeah. So I should have all of these things. I have to make a golden rod. A golden fishing rod, though. Yeah, that's another time, I think. That doesn't seem like a today project. Eventually I'll mount all of my golden tools on my wall or something as my prized achievement for the game. But that's neither here nor there. That's a Let's Play episode. That's not a live stream activity. Wild Violet says, I hope we get enough people. Yeah, I do too. I think we got time, though. We got a little bit of time. I mean, otherwise you just win by default, Wild Violet. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Let me run inside here. Because I also have to get into costume, right? That's going to be priority number one. I'm going to get into costume. I'm going to get all my Halloween decorations. And then we're going to start decorating the island. Wildbud says, can I at least show off my outfit? Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you'd still... I'm not just going to give it to you. You gotta win, at least by default. I don't think I need all this coffee in my pocket at the moment. Feels a little excessive. Waffle says, oopsie, that was me too. No worries. I'm actually going to eat this cupcake. Just right now. Put this away. I feel like I could sell this Portrait of Jack too. It's so disappointing that you get the same crap every year. For all these. No, dude. Bunny, I know. No, I appreciate you wanting to come over, but I don't appreciate you actually doing it. Please leave right now. I guess I could still access my inventory though, right? Okay, thank God. Whew. Okay, we're good. We're fine. Wild Violet in live chat says, how you been? I've been good. How about you? I've been very busy. Very busy. But outside of that... Okay. We're gonna make... It's about to get real spooky up in here. Oh, bathtub with... I thought this was bobbing for apples, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I could put it out and nobody would be the wiser, though. I have this mannequin. I feel like I had some great scheme for this mannequin. I think it was something along the lines of, like, putting, like, some kind of blood texture down or some kind of blood design down underneath it and making it look like a crime scene. I feel like that was, like, the idea or the intention originally, but I think we got away from that. I completely blanked on why I actually bought that thing. So now I just have a mannequin, and, you know, it just kind of is what it is now. I don't remember what it was for. But that's okay. The Wheel of Death. I know that's not super Halloween-y, but I'm gonna take it anyway and see what I can do with it. Oh god, my pockets are full, really? Crap. It's all fun and games till somebody goes home. I hate saying goodbye. See ya. See ya. Get out of here. Wild Violet says, she's like, you haven't spoken to me for months. That's probably true, but I don't feel bad about it. I neglect my villagers in every Animal Crossing game. Until worthwhile dialogue comes back in Animal Crossing, I'm going to continue to neglect my... I say that, but I also neglect my villagers in other Animal Crossing games too, so can't really say that wholeheartedly. Okay, so wait, what am I going to put here? Spooky arches. What does this look like? No, I don't want that there. That doesn't go there. Also in live chat, Wild says, I'm good. My therapist is leaving, sadly. Oh, that sucks. Wait, leaving? Define leaving. Getting a new one. Good. That's good. And being happy with my boyfriend. Nice. Good things, except for the therapist leaving. That sucks. I feel like therapy... I've never gone to therapy, so correct me if I'm wrong. But isn't that, like, a wildly, like, intimate experience, sort of? Like you grow to trust somebody with your deepest, darkest baggage, and then it's something you don't want them to just walk away from, you know what I mean? And have to be like, oh, isn't that, like, totally starting over? Maybe I'm just, like, giving you more anxiety than you need. I apologize. I take it back. But... It just feels like a weird... Like, that feels weird. That feels like... I feel like I'd be abandoned. I would feel abandoned. Again, I'm probably just making it so much worse. So I apologize. Just ignore me entirely. Spooky Tower? I kind of dig that. I want to... Do I have another Spooky Tower? Sentinel, hello, hello. Wild Ballad says he found a better job, so... Oh, okay. I mean, that's good for him. Sentinel says, what I miss, I was recording in the studio. No worries. Haven't missed much. I'm actually just starting to decorate my island for Halloween. There's my Wheel of Death. And I spun death. So a little bit later in the stream, I'm going to open up my doors, and we're going to have or my gates, sorry. And we're going to have a costume contest, as is tradition here for the annual Halloween party stream. Also, don't feel like you're late. I actually started this stream maybe like 10, 15 minutes earlier than I was actually scheduled to. So, Spooky Scarecrow. Yeah, that's the one. I know this is gonna... There's no room here. Oh, sweet. It didn't yell at me. I feel like it's gonna start raining here pretty soon. I hate that I can't do what I'm trying to do because these people won't move. It's pretty annoying, but it's fine, I guess. Yeah, it's like super windy on my island. I think it's gonna start storming soon. Probably like next hour. So probably like 5 o'clock it's gonna be like downpouring or something. Alright, so I need another spooky... What do you mean there's no room, dude? There's so much room. Wildwood says, what kind of... Yeah, I had to go. There's mental health, and I need therapy to carry on. I have to start it all over again with someone I'm just like reading this with no punctuation. My brain is not following this correctly. Have to start it all over again with someone. I hate it. I spoke about it with him, and he said, I'm not easy to forget in a good way. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, that just feels weird. I don't know. It feels like it's some kind, like, that's like almost like a relationship. Not in like a romantic sense, but it feels like it's a relationship in that, like, you come to know somebody, and they, like, trust them, and it's like, feels like it's starting over. Yeah, that just doesn't sound like a good time. But then again, like I said, I've never been to therapy, so just the whole idea of therapy doesn't sound like a good time to me. But I understand that it's necessary. It's a very necessary thing. I'm just trying to remember where I put all these decorations at before. Sentinel says, are you going to play this Splatoween Splatfest? It's an extra special one that has free themed gear, custom festival music, etc. I'm definitely going to play it, whether or not I'm going to be able to do it on a stream. Probably not. So fun fact, I have like multiple jobs now. I work 2 different jobs, plus my YouTube channel and my own entrepreneurial ventures and everything. So I don't have time to live, to breathe, sleep. Not really a thing anymore. I do it to myself, but it's, yeah. But with that said, one of the things I do is I actually manage a movie theater. And this weekend, there's actually my local, like, the city is having a film festival. It's an annual film festival. And that's going on, like, right now. I was there this morning, and then I ran home for this. And then I go back. So there's oh crap, I didn't grab that stupid thing. Man, I gotta go back to my house. But yeah, so that's going on, and I'm kind of overseeing that at my theater. It's split between 2 different theaters. It's a long story. It's unimportant. So that's been keeping me busy, really busy this weekend. Last weekend was a whole ordeal with a big art convention that was at the theater. It's a whole thing. And then tonight, I have a hockey game I'm going to. And then after that, I'm running back to the theater to run a late night screening of It. That starts at like 10 p.m. tonight. So like, I don't know when. I mean, I might bring my Switch along with me and just play it during that. Oh, I'm just remembering that now. Oh God, there's so much. I have so many Halloween decorations I completely forgot about. Jeez. But yeah. Anyway, long story short, I'll probably end up playing it at some point over either tonight or tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to live stream it, because if I play it, it'll probably be in the middle of the night or like at some weird point in time. It's not gonna be somewhere, and I'm probably not gonna get to do it for like a full hour or two. It'll probably be like just like when I find time. But I do absolutely want to take part in it. What are the three options again? It's like who would make the best friend or something like that. I do have an opinion. I do have an answer already, because I was pondering that on Discord already. Let me roll this back a little bit. Put that there. There we go. Let's see. Wildbot says, I understand. I have to have it. Oh yeah, help me. Apparently, I'm difficult to figure out. Hopefully, this next therapist can diagnose me. That's hopefully, yeah. You sound busy. I'm happy you're trying hard though. Yeah, it's wild. And Sentinel says, how was your break, by the way? Glad to see you safe and smiling. It was barely a break, quite frankly. It was just like all the things I just mentioned, plus a million more. That it was just like I didn't have the time. It wasn't really even like it wasn't even like it was like, oh, I'm taking a break for mental health or whatever, or just to relax. It was just like I'm taking a break because I physically do not have the time in my day. I literally just started basically 2 full-time, full commitment jobs. And I'm like learning the ropes on all of that, and I have my own businesses, and it's just a whole lot. So like I said, it's been a struggle to just like find time for things. But I'm working on it. I'm balancing it out, and this weekend is kind of like the end of that. And then like starting in November, it's just like kind of on cruise control from there on out, so I'll have more time for stuff. So, yeah. Wildbout says, while the movie is running, you can relax. Yeah, movie theater, it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun, because it's like an independent theater, so I get to curate all the films that come in, which is a lot harder than it sounds. It sounds pretty simple, but like it's like a whole business that you're trying to make sure we get people like butts in seats, playing independent art house documentary films, a good like range. It's a lot. But it's super fun. I'm obsessed with movies, as most of you probably know. So, it's a good time. I'm like running in circles trying to figure out where to put these things, because none of the things I remember. I don't remember where any of this stuff went last year. I don't even remember if I decorated last year, quite frankly. We're really gonna do this, Aussie? You really gonna do this right now? Is that really as far as it can go? That's weird, dude. It makes me not want to put an arch over there. What would an arch look like right here? Can it even fit? It can't fit long way, so therefore we're not doing it. No, not a spooky arch. What if we did that? And then put that one there, maybe? Looks kind of cool. And maybe I'm just going to put like a couple of leaf piles. There's a leaf paw right there. Leaf paw right there. And I know this one's going to be red, isn't it? Of course it is. It's fun. Alright. I dig that. I don't hate that. I think this looks nicer than it did before. Sindel says the Splatfest is zombie versus skeleton versus ghost. I chose zombies because I'm a diehard Call of Duty Zombies fan. Okay, so yeah, let me break this down for you. So, first, and the question was like, who would make the best friend, right? Which I feel like is a weird question for those answers. Like which one's coolest maybe would be fine. I don't know, but that just feels weird. But I have an answer nonetheless, because of course. So there were the zombie, the skeleton, and the ghost. Hear me out. Zombie. Stank. Zombie is not going to be... Like, I feel like we've all had that friend at some point in our life. As an adult, doesn't really exist as much anymore. But I've met people, I've worked with people that just, like, don't really know how to properly, like, deodorize, I would say. I feel like that's what the zombie would be. The zombie would be stank. He's decaying. He or she, they are decaying. You know, it's just not a good smell. And, like, do you want to, like, reach into it? Like, say you're sitting on the couch, right? You're watching a movie together or something, watching TV, just chilling, whatever. You reach into the bowl of chips, and you pull a chip out, and there's, like, a hand attached to it because his hand fell off because he's a zombie, right? You don't want that. You don't want that. And I know I'm taking this way too seriously, but yeah, let's break it down, shall we? Zombie, you don't want that. You don't want that in your living room. You don't want that. You don't want to chill with a zombie, right? What else we got? We got, and then also Wild Violet says, yeah, zombie would eat your brain. That's something that you have to be aware of too and cautious of. The zombie's out to get you. You can think that he's got your back, but he'll literally come up from behind your back and try to rip your brain out and consume it. I don't think he might not even be interested in the chips on the table. He might be going straight for your brain. Do you really want that? You don't. You don't want that. That's not a good friend. It's just not a good friend. Anyway, let me put this right here. That might... Oh, man, shut up. There's no room. Yeah, there is. So, zombie is out. Bottom line, zombie is out. I appreciate your fandom of Nazi zombies. I do. But for me, zombies is a no-go. What else we got? We got a ghost, and we got a skeleton. Ghosts. Let's talk about that. Okay. So I don't support talking behind people's backs, anything like that. But like, you always get fed up a little bit with your friends, right? You always just gotta vent and just be like, oh my god, let me tell you about what this person said to me the other day. You know what I mean? Like, you can be best friends. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you just get a little bit, whatever. I feel like a ghost can be behind you at any point. They can also scare the crap out of you at any given point. They could sneak up on you really well. There are a lot of variables, I feel like, with a ghost. There's a potential of possession. I think, well, it depends on the kind of ghost, I suppose. But there's that as well. I feel like there are just too many variables with a ghost. And it's like they're not really. You ever just need a hug? You know what I mean? You ever just need a hug? You need a shoulder to cry on? Guess what? Guess who doesn't have a shoulder? Guess who doesn't have a shoulder? A ghost. You can't. And a zombie, God forbid you try to rest your head on the shoulder of a zombie. Nah, that's stank. You don't want that either. So they just, those two, they just don't sound like they make good friends. Wild Violet says ghosts can be lost loved ones. That's true, That's true, technically. They could be, but in theory, so could a zombie, which is dark and morbid. And also, so could be a skeleton. So I feel like a skeleton, all the physical affection, we're gonna say. And we're assuming these are like the cartoony versions of each of these characters, right? Like we're talking Boo Berry, the ghost. We're talking, Are there cartoon zombies? Am I drawing a blank right now? Somebody name a cartoon zombie. Okay, well, the first one that comes to my mind is Frankenweenie. That's not really a zombie. I mean, it is, but it's not. That's more Frankenstein monster. Trying to think. I don't know. I don't know if there are any zombies in, like, popular animation. Wildbot says skeleton bones would fall off if you try to touch it. And that's what I'm talking about. We're assuming we're going by we're going by like cartoon rules. So like, oh man, arm fell off, you can pop it right back on. And then the skeleton, you know, they can dance and whatnot. They don't need muscles. They can just do the things. You know what I mean? They can just do the things. Sendel says warm bodies. Well, that's not a cartoon, is it? Isn't that a live action? And also, still, like, I feel like I haven't seen Warm Bodies. I feel like that wasn't really a film that I was interested in. Isn't that like that kind of like coming of age, teen angst, I'm dating a zombie kind of deal? Isn't that what Warm Bodies was? Something of that nature. It was like Twilight, but with zombies. I wasn't a fan of it for some reason, or I didn't see it for some reason, and I see most movies, so that's saying something. Wait, Wildbot says, I hate to bother you, John, but I sent you a letter. You need to go in your house and come back out. Oh, okay, hold on. Is that how that works? I'll try that. While I'm in here, I'm gonna get dressed in a costume. I might have to go with my my traditional garb of the season. Oops. I still have so much crap. Alright, so that's that outfit. So I'll wear this for now, because I do have a Royals hockey game tonight. So I'll wear my Royals jersey for good luck. It's the home opener tonight, which is exciting. But in the meantime, let me take it all off. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But Sentinel says, okay, hit me with your favorite Halloween movies. I'm not a horror buff, but I love the Nun movies and how pretty their rustic, grandiose design is. Okay. So I'm a huge horror guy. I'm a huge creature feature guy. With that said, oops, I'm going to the wrong closet. I gotta go to my closet, change my outfit. I gotta put on a Halloween costume quick. Yeah, let's talk about favorite Halloween movies, shall we? So unpopular opinion, especially in the horror community, I'm not a huge fan. I enjoyed the first Conjuring movie. I have not been really a fan of anything in the expanded Conjuring universe from there on out. It feels like it got kind of lazy in my mind. I'm just like not really there for it. So the first Conjuring was pretty good. I think even the second Conjuring was not bad. But I've never been a big fan of like the Annabelle series. The Nun is like alright. I don't think the first one was anything to write home about, and I just saw the second one and I did not like the second one. I thought it was kind of boring and lame. And there were some parts of it that were just freaking stupid in my mind, but that's just me. If we're talking horror, let's talk about recent horror, and then we'll backtrack to classic horror, because classic horror is really my wheelhouse. Should I be a hot dog? Oh no, I gotta go Pumpkin-Headed Wario. It's just gotta happen. It's the tradition. It's the tradition for me. I gotta find my... There they are. Put those on too, even though you can't see them. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry, I gotta use Wario's shoes. That's right. No. No. Do I give Pumpkin-Headed Wario a jetpack? I feel like that feels right. That feels right. That's the upgrade. That's the 2023 look. That's the 2023 look. Pumpkin-Headed Wario is not just Pumpkin-Headed Wario this year. He's got a jetpack because it just makes sense in my mind. Okay, back to the topic of discussion at hand. Recent horror. I would say some of the best horror recently. So we'll start with like spin-offs, or not spin-offs, but like kind of reboots and that kind of stuff. Typically they're not great. I'm not a fan of any of the new Halloween movies. I just didn't like them. Dear John, annual treat. Happy Halloween, John. It's spooky time. What's your favorite Halloween creature and type of thing that is scary? Thanks for the fun times. From your friend Wild V. Thank you, Wild Violet. And I will answer this question. Throw that in chat then, so I can answer that question. I feel like I'm bogged down. My brain is not going to remember all these questions. All of these 2 questions. So as of late, I haven't been a big fan of like the reboots. Scream 6 was pretty good. The new Scream movies have been pretty decent, I would say. Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise was really good. I really, really loved Evil Dead Rise. And then we get into some of the A24 stuff. I'm just having a fun time. Like I don't think X and Pearl were all that great, but I enjoyed them. They're fun. They're like weird and, you know, kind of off the wall, which is kind of what A24 is known for. So I'm here for all of that. They're not like the best horror films I can think of off the top of my head of recent memory, but they're enjoyable nonetheless. And then we got oh, you know what? Here. Another A24. Pretty much everything, the 3 films that Ari Aster has produced now. So we've got Hereditary, Midsommar, and Beau is Afraid. I just saw Beau is Afraid for the first time. First of all, Hereditary and Midsommar, I think are like basically modern day classic horror films. I think they're gonna stand the test of time. I really love those films. Beau is Afraid is on a similar. It's very weird, but it's in a totally different vein, and I think that's why a lot of people didn't like it. But I saw it once. It's like a 3-hour film. It's super weird. There's so much to unpack. It's very deep. So I really have to watch that a couple more times just to try to unpack everything. I didn't even open this. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna hold that. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, I'm gonna eat that. Pumpkin-Headed Wario is gonna eat that. Naminsky, hello, welcome. All right, now let me pop this here. A lot of people really like the new A24 horror film called Talk to Me. I saw a special advanced screening of that, and I will say, I did really like it. There were some things that really took me out of it, though. There were some things that were just like so unbelievable and ridiculous that it was like, why is this happening? And like, doesn't make any sense. But aside from that, I did enjoy it. I thought the acting was great. I thought it was like overall creative. I enjoyed it. Rip this tree out the ground over here. And then, yeah, so that's that. Those are some of the best horror films I've seen lately. And then, of course, Jordan Peele's films. His 3, I want to say his 3 horror films. But I mean, I think they're his 3 real feature films that he has in his filmography so far. So, Get Out, Us, and most recently, Nope. Nope was kind of more science fiction thriller than it was horror. I mean, there were some horrific scenes in it, don't get me wrong, but I think it leans more science fiction because it was dealing with aliens and whatnot. But that was my favorite of the three. I really really loved Nope. Do I have something? Oh, I have another leaf pile. I'm not gonna put that there. Maybe put Scarecrow? I'll put a Scarecrow there. That's fine. I don't really know where else to decorate. Oh, well, I guess I can put stuff over here. And then so let's go back to the classic. Oh, also, the new Hellraiser. The new Hellraiser was pretty freaking good. I really enjoyed that. It's nothing even close to the original, but it is apparently closer to Clive Barker's vision of, like, the Hellbound Heart, his book that Hellraiser is based on. Apparently it is closer to his vision, which is crazy to think about, that it's closer to his vision than his own version of it. From, what was it, the 80s, I think? The original Hellraiser came out? Not totally sure. I love Hellraiser, though. Let me see. Spooky Lantern set. I hate that they're all spooky lanterns in some capacity, and I have to remember which one's which. Let's put that there. So yeah, what I was saying. Going back to classic horror now. Wild Violet says aliens scare me in movies. I don't know why. Oh, we just saw a film. Oh God, what was it? Oh, it's called, like, No One Can Save You, I think. I think it's on Hulu. That had a weird alien in it. That was a cool one. It wasn't super great, but it was cool. I'm kind of critical. I'm critical with movies, so, like, I find something to love in just about every movie. So most movies that, like, people, like, just hate, I'm just like, I didn't think it was that bad. I kind of liked it. But then it's also very rare that I'm just like, oh, that movie is fantastic. You know what I mean? Like, most movies on my scale end at like a 3 out of 5. If it's really good, it's 4 out of 5. Rarely have I hit a 5 out of 5. Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, those are 5 out of 5 films. Asteroid City, as of late, those are just, Past Lives was really, really good. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so old classic horror. I'm a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan. I've always been a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan. Love me a Freddy Krueger. Let me see. Also, I'm again, big Hellraiser fan, big Clive Barker fan, all around. I actually have an original painting by Clive Barker, which I'm really, 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 really proud of. I don't know why I'm proud of it. I'm proud to own it, I guess, I should say. It's not like I did it. But you get my point. But yeah. I'm trying to think of the other classic horrors. And also, as far as... So not all horror. There are some good Halloween films that are not horror, that are family friendly. Halloween Town has always been, a classic. Sleepy Hollow, love that one. Like, both, the one with Johnny Depp, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. Big Tim Burton fan, so, your usual. Corpse Bride, I love Corpse Bride. Nightmare Before Christmas, which is Tim Burton's, but more so Henry Selick. The Leica films like Coraline are always a good time. And then also, there's a really stupid one with Adam Sandler that came out a couple years ago called Hubie Halloween. It's exclusively available to stream on Netflix, and I think it might be getting a sequel for some reason. It's so dumb. Like, it's the stupidest thing you'll ever watch in your life. But it's just like heartwarming, stupid fun. And if you're an Adam Sandler fan like I am, like, you get so much of like the Waterboy vibe, the like all of the old Adam Sandler, like the stupid characters he's created over the years. It fits right in that same vein, Hubie Halloween. So I love it, and it's just a fun Halloween movie that's like bordering on inappropriate, but it's like, I want to say it's family friendly, but there are some inappropriate jokes in it, so it kind of goes, it ticks both boxes, I would say. It's just a fun watch, a fun stupid watch if you're not gonna go in and take it too seriously. Sentinel says, have you heard of Five Nights at Freddy's? Never been a fan, but wouldn't be opposed to watching it if you recommend it. So I haven't seen it yet. I've heard bad things about it. I've heard that it's not scary at all, and I think it's a movie that's confused. I think it's a movie that doesn't know what it is or who its target audience is, and I think that's why it's floundering, and why it floundered in production, and why it's now floundering in the box office. I think I feel like it's a movie that doesn't know what it is and what it should be. I'm just gonna sell those things, I guess. Because I think its audience, its target audience is like kind of kids. You know what I mean? Like younger kids. Because it's not like no adults. I mean, I can't say no adults know what Five Nights at Freddy's is. But the audience that plays the game is younger. It shouldn't be, in theory, if you like the subject matter, but I mean it is. You know, like how many 10-year-olds are out there playing Grand Theft Auto? They shouldn't be, but they are. But I feel like it's the same thing with Five Nights at Freddy's. You have a very young audience, maybe even an audience that, like, some of it is not even old enough to see a horror film yet, which again begs the question why their parents are letting them play a horror game, but it's neither here nor there. You know, but that's the thing. It's like, that's the target audience. So it's like they tried to make a movie. They tried to make a horror movie, which inherently a horror film, the genre of horror is adult focused, because it's like it's horror. You're showing graphic content. Usually there are probably swear words. I mean, if somebody's reacting naturally to something terrible happening in front of them, they're gonna swear. You know what I mean? Like, that's just nobody sees like somebody's head fall off their shoulders like, oh golly gee, kids, like, wowzers. No, that's not something that happens. You know what I mean? You swear. You're terrified. So, like, I think inherently horror is for adults, or for an older audience, a more mature audience. And I don't think Five Nights at Freddy's is... I don't think that subject matter is for that same audience. So it's just a weird identity crisis of a film, I think. And I think that's why it's not doing so hot. It's not, whatever. That's just my 2 cents. I'm still gonna see it, but I've heard it's a snooze fest. I've heard it's not scary at all. I've heard that it's comical to the, like, and I think Waffle in Discord actually said, or echoed this, like, that it's actually funny. Like, the film is actually funny, and I asked whether it was intentional or not, and he was like, I'm not sure. Like, that's problematic. When you're watching a horror film and it's funny, it's making you laugh, and you genuinely can't tell if it was, like, supposed to be that way, like it's a horror comedy, which does exist. Look at, like, Zombieland is a great example. Again, even so, rated R, like, it's very mature, and gory and graphic and hilarious. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of vibe. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who they were aiming at with Five Nights at Freddy's. I feel like they just saw an opportunity to strike while the iron was hot. It's like a Minecraft movie. It's like, imagine them trying to make a Minecraft movie just because it was popular. Like, what does that look like? Please don't. You know what I mean? If it's not going to be animated, if it's not going to be something like the Super Mario Brothers movie, just don't do it, because it's a bad idea. And I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's could be, if they just, the problem is, like, in concept, in theory, it's great subject matter for a really creepy horror movie. I think it's been done before. I want to say, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there's one similar. It's in theory a great subject matter for a horror film, but at the same time, like, don't bother licensing Five Nights at Freddy's because it's just the audience is too young for that to be an effective, concept. I don't know. Maybe make it now so when they grow up and they see it as an adult, they can. So it's a good movie now, but then it becomes a cult classic when they get old enough to be nostalgic about it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like but that's not something that a film studio would ever do. Play the long game. Like, nobody is like, oh, this movie's gonna tank right now, but in a couple years it's gonna become a cult classic. That's how you lose money. Like, you don't do that. Nobody does that. So there was just really no correct way to go about Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't think. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Well, let me get some stuff out of my thing here, because I want to open these gates for a costume contest as soon as possible. Wild Violet, your question did get buried, but I'm still on it. I still remembered it. I was just going to finish up. That's like movie talk. I wanted to finish up movie talk. So your question was... It was about, like, my favorite monsters in general, right? Yeah. What's your favorite Halloween creature and scariest thing to you? Okay, so scariest thing to me, spiders, period. No questions asked. Not a big fan of heights either, but that's less Halloween-y and more just, like, me, personal problems. I guess not a personal problem. That's a very common thing, I think, being afraid of heights. And it's not the heights, per se. I think it's the falling. And it's not the falling, because if I knew that I was going to fall to my death, and it was going to be like, splat, you're done, lights out, I feel like that would be one thing. It's more so the pain, the potential of maiming. Because how many people fall off a ladder and die right away? Not most. I want to say most end up with a concussion or a cracked skull or some kind of really painful ailment, right? They end up in some kind of painful, broken predicament, maybe even paralyzed. That could be the worst thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many worse things than death, I feel like. This is really morbid. This is getting so dark. But I feel like when you fall off a ladder, or like something of that nature, I don't know why I'm going straight to ladder. That's just in my mind. I'm just like, oh, I'm stringing up Christmas lights or Halloween lights or whatever. And just like, whoa! The full Santa Claus treatment. You fall off the ladder. Or off the roof. But when I think of my fear of heights, I think that's more so where it leans. Not even so much, oh man, I don't want to fall and die. Like, no, like, if I'm going to die on impact, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. At least it's like, oh, boom, lights out. You know what I mean? Not like, oh god, scathing pain, my leg, like, broken. Wishing for death, but just laying there in agony. Ooh, I gotta pick that up too. I forgot about that. So anyway, that's my long-winded way of saying I'm afraid of heights. Spiders, though. Spiders would be the creature. The Halloween-themed creature that I'm most afraid of would definitely be spiders. I'm kind of a skeptical guy. I don't know if I fully believe. I'd like to believe in paranormal stuff. I don't know if I fully believe in it, though. I also like to believe in, like, cryptozoology, like Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster. We've had this conversation before. Aliens, for sure. But again, until it slaps me in the face and it's like, I'm real, I'm kind of, I choose to be a skeptic about it. But, you know, I don't want to just be naive and just be like, oh no, I believe it because I choose to believe it. It's not really my thing. Looking for tables. There they are. Tables, ladders, and chairs. I'm hoping I can fit all these in my pocket, but I know I won't be able to. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Let's go see if I can fit any more of these pumpkin... Are these candy things? Was it down? Yes. There they are. There's no chance, but I'll try. Nope, that was it. Crap. Okay. As far as my favorite creatures go, okay, what said in chat? Yeah, I hate spiders too, and heights. I don't want to fall. I also love vampires as scary creatures. They may suck in movies, but I love the colors, dark red and black. I want to dress up as one soon. Okay, so vampires are cool. I do feel like they suck in a lot of movies. I mean, there's some good ones. Nosferatu, highly recommend. Old silent black and white film. Very, very cool. Very spooky the way they did the lighting. Very cutting edge for the time. If you're into like classic movies, like Nosferatu is one you're gonna want to check out. It's from like 1920 something, 1930 something, I forget. Super old, but very good. And there's some other ones like Bela Lugosi, Dracula, that kind of thing. Where am I going? Well, as I said, they may suck in movies because I know you're going to critique it. Well, I mean, like Twilight comes to mind, and I'm not going to say anything about Twilight, but you know what I'm going to say about Twilight. But as far as vampires go, The Last Voyage of the Demeter came out this year. That one is really, really good. I think it just hit. I'm not sure if it's on streaming services yet, but it just hit physical release, so it's like on Blu-ray and DVD, I think now. That one I really liked, and the creature design for Dracula was super cool. So I highly recommend checking out The Last Voyage of the Demeter. That's a really cool take, and from like I think it's like a chapter of the original Dracula story. It's really cool. I recommend it. Let me place these out, as I do each year. Oops. Where are these? There we go. Yeah, so if you like vampire, I mean, so it's not what you're describing. It's not your typical, it's not your typical, like, oh, Count Dracula wearing a cape. Like, it's no Hotel Transylvania or anything. But it's, like, creepy and cool and creature feature. I really dig it. Also, The Strain. If you've ever watched The Strain, it's a great TV series. I think it's got, like, 3 seasons. The original novels were written by Guillermo del Toro, I believe. I always butcher his name when I try to say it too fast. Guillermo del Toro. I love him. But I think he was either a producer or something on the show as well. So, also another spooky thing to watch out of the same from Del Toro. I highly recommend the anthology series Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix. So freaking good. So freaking good, dude. All of them. So that's my hot take on vampires. Don't hate them. Not a huge fan. I wouldn't say they're my favorites. But I don't hate them, for sure. As far as my favorite goes, that's tricky. So naturally, I want to gravitate towards some of my favorite horror characters. Creature, though. Specific, like, creature. Like, when I think creature, I kind of lean towards, like, the Universal monsters. I love the creature. Gilman from the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Love that one. Obviously, I'm going to avoid, like, cryptids, like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster, because I think those are creatures. I think aliens are creatures, but they're not super Halloween-y. They're not super horror movie-esque. Aliens to some extent, in some capacities. I love the aliens, like the xenomorph aliens, and Predator, so, you know, and of course Alien versus Predator. I actually, yesterday morning, thanks to Film Fest, let me put this down here, I actually met Tom Woodruff Jr., which most of you probably don't know. If you've ever seen the movie Pumpkinhead, he was he's a Academy Award winning makeup and costume design guy. He was in the suit, and he designed and fabricated the suit for Pumpkinhead, which I got an autographed Pumpkinhead mask from him. It was super, super cool. All right, I ordered it, and then I had him sign it this morning. Because I went at 2 different lectures that he had, which was awesome. And he's freaking super cool. He's a great guy. But beyond that, So when I bring up aliens, I love those aliens. I love predators. He worked on both of those as well. He was in the alien costume for, I believe, Alien 3, uh, Resurrection, and I think he was in the alien suit for Alien versus Predator 1 and 2. But he also worked on the creatures, so like the Alien Queen and like all of those, like the creature and like rigging up the puppets and the animatronics and all that. Wild, dude. This guy's filmography and things that he's worked on. Terminator. Um, a lot of like the Nun, Annabelle. I'm not sure about Annabelle. The Nun though, the new It. He did the makeup design and everything for Pennywise. On Bill Skarsgård. Freaking awesome, dude. This guy is like, it was so awesome getting the chance to meet him and hear like his real stories from like inside, like working on the set of things. It was so great. I'm just geeking out. I'm sorry. I'm like losing my track of everything I'm doing too in the process. I'm gonna get these tables out and then we're gonna open these gates for the costume contest. Because I got to cut this stream a little bit early, which is why I started a little bit early as well. It's got places to be. Let me pop the... where'd my candy go? Am I out of candy? Oh, God, no. Nurr. Is that all the candy I have in my... Oh, here we go. Okay. Alright, so this side is done. I got to do the entire other side of my island now. I'm still not, I'm trying to think, though. Sentinel says, take your time, I'm still rummaging for my costume. Okay, cool. I'm trying to think of what other creatures are my favorites, though. I mean, I love Hellraiser. I love anything Clive Barker does. I think he's just, like, everything he designs is just pure nightmare fuel, and I freaking love it. I love Freddy Krueger. I love Jason. I love all, like, the main guys. I mean, Ghostface is cool. I love the movies. But, I mean, like, Ghostface's character design isn't great. But, I mean, it's iconic now, but it's nothing super spectacular or anything. Let me get the rest of this candy out here. I think. And then, yeah, you got your werewolves. Unpopular opinion, I still enjoy it. Like, it's ridiculous, and they spent way too much money on it for what it ended up being. But the Wolfman with Anthony Hopkins and how do you say his name? I'm gonna butcher it. Benicio del Toro. I liked it. I enjoyed it. The new Invisible Woman, or not the Invisible Woman, that's a superhero. The new Invisible Man was actually pretty decent too, actually. So, I mean, there have been a handful of good horror movies. Steven Spielberg's, the original Poltergeist, I loved. Not so much the remake, it wasn't anything special. But the original Poltergeist, directed by Steven Spielberg, was great. Gremlins, produced by Steven Spielberg, but directed by Joe Dante. I love Gremlins 1 and 2. Haven't watched the new series, like, The Secrets of the Mogwai or whatever, like the animated spin-off. I think it's on HBO Max or something. Haven't watched that one. No, you know what? It might be on Paramount Plus. I don't remember. I can't keep up with all these streaming services anymore. I'm an old man. Leave me be. Let's see. I need a table. There we go. Okay, there's that. I feel like I should have organized these better. It would have taken half the time if I just knew what I was doing. But it's fine. It's not fine. Where is this crap? Where are these stupid candy sets? There we go. Wildbound says, John be like, phew, so many movies. Yeah. Okay, well, in fairness, I do see, like, almost every movie that comes out. God bless AMC A-List, man. It's great. You pay 20-something bucks, like $22 a month or something like that, and you get to see, like, all the movies. Like, up to three movies a week. It's a good time. If you have time for it. I've been struggling lately. I've been missing a bunch. I didn't get to see The Creator, which looked really, really cool. I don't know how it was, because I didn't see it yet. But it looked really cool, so I'm excited to eventually see that. There's a new horror film that just came out. It's a Spanish-spoken film from IFC, which is actually playing in my theater. I booked it starting this coming Friday, called When Evil Lurks. That looks really, really grisly, and I'm excited to see that. And that's an international film, so I'm excited to see that one. And yeah, I'm kind of a horror nut. If you can't tell, I'm overall a movie nut, but like horror is especially my cup of tea. So I guess I have one more left for my house? Question mark. Gonna move my... Gotta find this stupid table, dude. This stupid table. There it is. Do I have another table? I thought I had another table for some reason. It's fine. Alright, so that's all of them then. Cool beans. Alright. Are you serious? Piper, you're a jerk. This is why I tried to get you to move out last stream. Okay, are you guys kidding me? Get out of the way. Get out of the way. This is why I don't talk to them. They're annoying. Well, Vod says, I don't know if I read this yet. By the way, John, gonna speak to your villagers when I get there. They need it. That's fair. They talk to themselves. And not themselves, but amongst themselves. And maybe to themselves as well. They really want your attention. They can't have it. Alright, I'm inviting you guys in here quick. And then also says, can I shop at Abel's, by the way? The stuff looks good. Yeah, go for it. Via online play. Connect to the old internet here. I'm trying to think of other creatures. I feel like I'm missing a bunch. Okay, so not so much. It's so. I feel like creature is such a loose term, and my brain goes in so many different directions with it. Invite by a dodo code. The more the merrier. Yeah, invite anyone. Okay. Let me put this. Ooh, jeez. And there's the dodo code. Let me put this in chat quick. Yeah, so also like monster movies come to mind. Like I'm talking like Godzilla and that kind of deal. Chat disconnected. Is that real life? Hold on, let me. No, I don't know why it's saying that. YouTube Studios acting a fool again. Dodo code 4LV3J. I don't know if I can pin that. YouTube Studios being a pain in the butt. Did that send? I don't know if that even sent. What's happening right now? Refresh chat. Alright, well. Yeah, it didn't post for some reason. Which is weird. Somebody's on their way. Let me sit down quick. And then while you guys fly in, I'll try to figure out what the deal is with that. I'm thinking maybe it like logged me out of YouTube because it likes to do that for some reason. Yeah, that's what it did. Freaking YouTube Studio, man. It's like, I see you using the same Google account on multiple computers. We're just trying to verify that it's you every time you sign onto the same computers over and over again. It's like, who else would it be on my computer? Okay, let's try this again. Pin message. Now it should be up there. Yeah, now I'm seeing it. There we go. There's the money. It's pinned as well, so we're good to go. Wow, this is while you're sorting stuff out and people fly in, I'll go to Able Sisters. Alrighty. Ooh, okay. So we got a fierce competitor, costume number 1 coming into the island. I think Sentinel is still to come. I'm not sure if there's anybody else. I know Naminsky was in chat earlier. I'm not sure if Naminsky's going to be participating in... Oh, Naminsky's online. Naminsky might be some Halloween costume contest competition here. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, the dodo code is in live chat now and should be pinned. It's 4LV3J is the dodo code. Yeah, so like I was saying, like, monster movies come to mind too, and like, I don't know, first one that comes to mind, my favorite monster movie, Cloverfield. Hot take. Not people either really like it. That's not even true. I feel like there's just like a cult audience for it now. The whole the Cloverfield universe, and it's Cloverfield. The first one is like a cult classic. It's like this really freaking cool, like found footage monster movie. Wildfire says your stream is laggy for me. Hang on. Yeah, it just randomly dropped a couple frames. I'm not really sure what the deal was with that. Let me know if it's not laggy anymore, what the deal is. Better now. Yeah, I don't know. It does seem like it's somewhere along the line it dropped like 800 frames or something ridiculous for no reason. I don't know. But, Sendel says something is off with the stream. Audio is not functioning correctly. It goes in and out. That might be... You guys might be talking about the same thing. Is it back on now, or... Seems like somebody's struggling to come in or fly in. Alright, Naminsky's on the way in here. Wildvod says, yeah, you have to leave and rejoin. I think what might have happened, honestly, I think when I did that refresh thing and I re-logged into YouTube, it might have like disconnected briefly, and that might be what it was seeing as dropped frames. I don't really know. That doesn't sound like that's real, but it might be. I don't know. Who knows? All right, so we got our second costume contest participant, I assume. Naminsky's flying in here. But yeah, like I was saying, Cloverfield, love that movie. It's like a really like low budget found footage monster flick. But oh god, I love the creature design. Yo, Naminsky's back with the iconic golden armor. The golden knight armor. Always a classic costume. Naminsky, did you make any tweaks to it this year? Like my pumpkin-headed Wario costume, my traditional costume for Halloween, I amped it up this year with a jetpack because it feels like that. It just feels right. So now I'm pumpkin-headed Wario with a jetpack. That's the 2023 fit. The Halloween 2023 fit. Yeah, so Clover, the fan base, myself included, have graciously called the monster in Cloverfield Clover. And then you got its little parasite baby things too, or offspring things, which are super cool. 10 Cloverfield Lane, I wasn't really as big of a fan. So 10 Cloverfield Lane is great. It's a great film, all around a great film. But when comparing the monsters and the creatures from the original Cloverfield to the creatures from 10 Cloverfield Lane, I didn't like the organic mech, the organic, the weird vehicular, like, organic spaceship creatures. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't for me. I wasn't a big fan of, like, those designs. But I also don't hate it. It wasn't bad. And that was, like, such a brief part of the film anyway. It was, like the last, like, 3 minutes of the film, I think, of an otherwise, like, hour and a half long movie or something in that ballpark. So it didn't make or break the film for me. The film as a whole was fantastic, and I love that movie as well. And then we get into the Cloverfield Paradox, and we just don't really talk about that one because that one kind of sucked really bad. Especially since it was so hyped up. Like, they just dropped it. They were just, like, in the middle of the Super Bowl commercials. They were just like, by the way, y'all have been waiting for a sequel to Cloverfield, the first one. Well, we've got it, and it airs on Netflix immediately following the Super Bowl. And it was like, oh my god, like, people like myself, like diehard fans of the Cloververse, were so stoked about it, and then they dropped it, and it was just butthole. It was just not good. It was just such a not good movie, which is why it ended up on Netflix. Like, this is why they let Netflix buy it as opposed to a theatrical release, because they made it and they looked at it and they were like, this is butthole. We can't put this in theaters. We can't lose this kind of money. So they didn't distribute it. They just sold it to Netflix. And Netflix did what it did with it. And I'm sure they got some subscriptions from it, or whatever their business model looks like. But that's about it. Like, it was not a good movie. And I make excuses for it. I'm just like, it's not terrible. But it's not good. Especially when you look at the first two. It pales in comparison. Like, it is really bad in comparison, in my opinion, to the first two. But that comes from somebody who's a big fan of the first two, so, you know. But we are speculated to be receiving an actual, not a spiritual sequel like the other two are, but like an actual legitimate sequel to the original Cloverfield. It's not going to be found footage this time. There's really not a lot of information that's been released about it, but we are supposed to be getting that on the horizon at some point. So I'm super, super excited for that, and I hope it's really good. But only time will tell. So here comes Sentinel flying in. We got our third costume contest participant. I'm excited to see what Sentinel... I don't remember. Sentinel, is this your first costume contest this year? And I'm trying to remember who's won my annual costume contest in the past. I don't remember. Wild Violet says, do you go on Animal Crossing for Christmas? I do, yeah. I try to participate in all the holidays in Animal Crossing, because, I mean, holidays are, like, some of the most fun parts of Animal Crossing. Okay. Is that a wrestling outfit? No, what is that belt? I'm gonna need, there's a crown, too. I'm gonna need some context to these costumes. I don't know why I do know why I'm a wrestling fan, so of course my brain went immediately to wrestling, but let me know in live chat if there's anybody else on their way in. I think those are all the people. I think we got 3 participants in this year's Halloween costume contest, so let me run out here, and we'll get a lineup going. I knew it was going to start raining at 5 o'clock. I told you. I told y'all. Alright, so I think we're going to hold this costume contest. We're going to do it over here this year, since I just set up this spiffy little area here. So when everybody's ready, come on over here. And we'll get this costume contest underway. Also, if you have it, load up the load up the Nintendo Switch app on your phones, or just be prepared to like type. Let me see. Let me see. Hold up. Sorry. Managerial duties. I just effed up, so to speak, and I missed this text message from my projectionist. Uno momento, por favor. Alright, well, it is what it is. Yeah, that's what I was actually pulling my phone out for. I was actually pulling my phone out to, look up Nintendo Switch Online app. Alright. Where's Naminsky at? We're waiting on Naminsky for this lineup. Sentinel says, can you please, can you best friend me? The tool is part of the costume. Okay. I'll allow it. Let me pull it out here. Let me get out of the way just in case Naminsky comes over here while I'm on the phone. Did you send me a best friend request? I was going to say, I'll allow it. I was just saying earlier that I'm going to have to reduce my best friends list. Because people have been planting potatoes and such on my island when I wasn't looking. Alright, so that should be approved now. Sentinel, where are you at? This feels lopsided with just 2 people. Wow, how does John sit with us? Hold on, let me... No, yeah, wait, what did I say? I know, it's Sentinel, Wild Violet, and I'm waiting on Naminsky to come back. Naminsky's around somewhere. Oh, Naminsky, I picked up fruits. I don't know, is Naminsky in the stream? I'm confused. Hold on. Come line up. They stealing your fruit. It's fine. I don't need the fruit. I got the trees there. They'll grow back. Wildbot says, how about one by one in a line we introduce ourselves? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. What? Oh, wait, open my gifts? What gifts? Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm scatterbrained at the moment. Rover's photo, nice. Brewster's photo, nice. Thank you, thank you. Where did Naminsky go? Okay, well, we're going to start the contest. We're going to start the contest, Naminsky. So we'll start with Sentinel. Let me know. You could do it whichever one's easier for you. If you want to do it type it up in live chat here on YouTube, or if you want to type it into Animal Crossing. Describe, tell me what your costume is. What's the inspiration for your costume? Here, I'll, I just turned the camera for some reason. Oh, okay. All right. I see it. Solid. Solid. Is that a... Finish him. I love these poses that you're striking, too. You're really... And then you hit me with an axe. I dig it. That was good. Okay. So, out of curiosity, is that the one, the one that's been, that has been going viral because the Switch version of it looks so terrible? And is that the one that's voiced by, I think, Megan Fox in the new game? I think that's that character, right? Alright. So next up, Sentinel planted an apple and, oh god. And a pear tree. Nice. Katana's clone sister. Okay. Alright, so Naminsky, introduce yourself and your character, your costume. I don't know, I'm not sure if Naminsky can hear me right now. Hold up, let me... Oh, it won't let me talk. It won't let me, Yeah, thank you, Wild Violet. I just tried to type it in and it blocked me from doing so. Because I'm in camera, or handheld camera mode. I think it's pretty straightforward. I believe this is Golden Knight. Naminsky's been Golden Knight before in my Halloween costume contests. Is there a zoom in feature also? Oh, there is. I'm the Golden Knight. Pretty straightforward. Yeah. Alrighty. Is there anything else? Any additional characters or descriptions? Alright, got the sword. Got the full armor. I dig it. I dig it. And again, as is always the case, I'm a big Vegas Golden Knights fan, so it's speaking to my heart, as it always does. Alright. And last but certainly not least, it's Wild Violet's turn. Let me get back into handheld camera mode here. Alright, Wild Violet, tell us about your character. I think I know some of the inspiration, but I could be wrong. So, fill us in. I'm Vampirelita. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I probably did not. Love vampires. Okay, yeah, we did establish that earlier in the stream, for sure. I see the color palette is on brand. I will eat you. Okay. Creepy face. Nice. Strike a... Okay, also, I was gonna... Strike a creepy pose. Also has the power of a mushroom. Oh, okay. So 2 for 1. Jeez. Alright. It gets harder every year, I swear, to pick. Alright, everybody, line up. I'm going to make my final decision here. A silly star. Jeez. Alright. Let me get into the camera view again. I keep tilting it instead of moving the camera. Oh, man. And then I'm like picturing the Golden Knight next to him because Naminsky's just like running around. This is tricky. This is really tough. I'm gonna have to go with this year's winner, the champion for the 2023 Halloween costume contest. Oh man, this is so tough. Because both of you have really cool, like custom built costumes. I think I have to give it to Sentinel. I think I have to give it to Sentinel this year. They're both super freaking cool. I don't know why I have a frame around my thing too now. Whoops. There we go. And now Wild Violet's gonna get me. Yeah. We know the drill. And then the axe comes out. It's a whole thing. Sentinel's this deranged laughter. Yeah, I hold on. Hold on. I gotta get prize. I gotta get the prize. Leave me alone, Wild Violet. So Sentinel is our winner. Congratulations. Let me get some bellage out for you real quick. Oh yeah, and also visit Tom Nook and Isabel because they're in costume as well. I gotta get you your cash prize quick. Yeah. Nook Miles and whatnot. I was gonna say, I'm not even totally sure if it's gonna fit in my pocket. That is all. That is all, thank you. Alright, Sentinel, I'm gonna try to drop this money before Wild Violet comes over here and tries to steal it. Alright, Sentinel, I'm gonna come back over here and drop this money for you. This is your prize. Oh god, I hope it... Oh, man, it's not even... Sentinel says, wait, what? Finish him. Fatality. Hold on, let me drop. No, Sentinel. Naminsky stole your money. That's you gotta go fight him now, I think that's how that goes. There we go. I think that roughly comes out to $1 million. I don't remember how much was already in my pocket, but... And then also, about 99,000 was stolen by a rogue Naminsky, so there's that as well. But congratulations, you're the winner of this year's Halloween costume contest. And I think that's just about all the time I got here. It's a little bit of a shorter stream this time around. But like I said, I started the stream a little bit early because I knew I had places I had to get. I had to sign off early. Who was just inside my house? I just heard somebody come out of my house. Who was that? Who was that? I don't trust y'all. Somebody was just in my house. Alright, I'm gonna spin the wheel of death again and see if I should pursue this person. Yep, death. I have to find them and I have to kill them. Them's is the rules. Oh my god, Ozzy. Alrighty, so thank you so much. Looks like someone's leaving. I'll start my little sign off here. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in. Happy Halloween. I know it's not Halloween yet, but, you know, it's right around the bend here. It's a couple of days away, and this is my Halloween party stream. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in, who played along, to everybody who was in live chat throughout, and participated in this year's Halloween costume contest. As always, it's always a lot of fun, so thank you so much for being a part of it this year. And, yeah. let me think. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel here. Ring that bell for notifications for when I do live streams such as this every Saturday, beginning at roughly 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, I started a little bit early today, and I'm ending a little bit early today, but such is life. Trying to think. If you haven't already, smash the like button. I'm seeing weird glitches on... Oh, it's just YouTube Studio? Am I dropping frames all of a sudden? No. I think it's just YouTube. I don't know. I think YouTube is just bricked today. I don't know what the deal is. But, anyway. With that said, smash the like button on this video if you haven't already. And leave me a comment in the comment section below. But until next time, I am standing here with our 2023 Halloween costume contest winner, Sentinel, and thank you so much for watching, everybody.